Rachel, here at camp, we always strive for zero food waste. Do you remember the chant?
Yeah.
Yeah, the zero food waste. But remember some meals, like you couldn't finish what was on your blue plate.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe you ate a banana or an orange peel, and you're not going to eat those peels, right?
No.
So what happens to those scraps when you're done with it?
We put it in the compost.
In the compost bin, right? And we put it in these pails, and we bring these pails up to our Mission Springs compost. Now, Rachel, would you like to put some compost into our compost bin?
Yeah, I would love to.
Now, in our compost bins live the FBI.
Right, and that is fungus, bacteria, and invertebrates.
Absolutely. And those are the things that are going to break down our food waste into soil. So here we have our finished compost. So this is after the decomposers have eaten away at all of your food scraps.
From last year.
From last year, absolutely. And it turns it into this beautiful soil that grows really great plants.
Yes, it's almost like fertilizer for your plants.
So what you'll need for this activity is a tub or a 5-gallon bucket, a knife, some straw, or shredded newspaper will work as well, some dirt, your compost, and some grass clippings.
Start out, this is what we're gonna be holding our compost in.
Now, like we said before, you can use any type of plastic tub or bucket, but please make sure you ask an adult before you start this project. Also, it's a good idea to have an adult do this project with you because you are using items such as knives.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna poke some holes in the bottom of our plastic container and along the sides. And that's so that the FBI that are gonna be living in our compost can breathe.
You only need a few on each side. Holes on the bottom and some holes on the side.
Nice. Perfect. Next, we're gonna add our hay or our newspaper to the bottom, just so that it fills the bottom of our container.
We're doing this to absorb the extra water that's going to drip down from your compost.
Next, we're gonna add our soil. And we wanna make sure that we have lots of FBI because they're gonna come from this soil that we're putting in there. So you can even look for little bugs, worms to add to your compost at this point.
And you wanna fill your bucket about half full with soil because that is where your FBI is going to decompose your food scraps.
So next, we're gonna add our compost or our food scraps. And we're just gonna put it right on top of that soil.
We don't wanna leave it just sitting on top of the soil though, because our FBI, our worms, our insects are not going to be able to chomp on it if it's sitting on top of the soil. So we wanna make sure it's nice and mixed in there. Now you can do that with a shovel, or if you're like us, you can use your hands. And finally, we're going to top it off with our grass clippings. Now this isn't super necessary, but if you're keeping this somewhere that you're going to walk past often, it can get kind of stinky. The process of decomposition, although it's super good for the earth, kind of smells. So we're gonna cover on the top and make sure that the whole thing is covered so your compost won't stink.
And you can keep adding to this compost throughout the year. And then at the end, you are going to have a nice finished product. Now, Amoeba, how do we maintain our compost?
Now, as you add more compost, you want to make sure that you're turning it, which means that you're mixing the compost up. That gives our FBI some oxygen to help it do it well. So all you do is you'll peel back your grass clippings and you're going to stir that compost up, especially after you add more. The other important thing that our FBI needs is some water. So throughout your time with your compost bin, about once a week, you want to make sure that you're giving our compost some nice water because those FBI, just like us, need water to live.
Awesome.
Now guys, you've made a compost bucket and you're ready to compost. You can store this outside or inside, but if you're storing it inside, you might want a lid for it to make sure our critters stay in the bucket and that it stays less stinky.
We would love to see your projects, so you can send them to MSOE and other projects that you're doing during this quarantine to be more sustainable.
Yeah, we want to see how you guys are going green.